They say love is blind, and true love is hard to find. It makes you wonder.
Hey guys, Nick here. Today I'm going to review the brand new Unzipped box by Whitesnake, which is basically a compilation of both released and unreleased ballads from David Coverdale's solo years, let's say, well, his solo album Into the Light from 2000, and Whitesnake, his personal favorite Whitesnake ballads. So I'm going to review it right now. So the first CD is composed of Coverdale's personal favorite ballads / acoustic songs. It's composed of Love is Blind from Into the Light, an acoustic version of One of These Days from Forevermore, All the Time in the World, which was a song from Into the Light, but which was only released online, which is a bit weird, but it's a very good song. So I'm going to review this one particularly because just supposed or almost supposed to know the other ones. So All the Time in the World is basically, it's a great song, clearly. It's got, I don't know, some rock, influences, but it's more of an almost country song. It's weird to describe, but it's a really good song, so I suggest you check it out. Then there's Wherever You May Go from Into the Light, an acoustic version of Easier Said Than Done, another one from Forevermore. I really love the original song with electric guitar and all the stuff. It's a wonderful song, Easier Said Than Done. But this version is just wow, It's very different from the electric one, but you still recognize it, It's a wonderful one, so I recommend too. Fare Thee Well is an acoustic version. It's if you don't know it, it's another one from Forevermore actually, which is really centered around some country vibes, Then comes an acoustic version of Summer Rain from Good to Be Bad. This acoustic version was on the, I believe it's deluxe box. It's very close to the original from Good to Be Bad. Then there's an acoustic version of the title track Forevermore, which is a personal favorite of mine, very different from the, let's say, hybrid song that we know, starting with arpeggios and ending with an electric solo, just wonderful. This version is great. It's from the Forevermore Deluxe box. Then Till the End of Time from Good to Be Bad, which is another almost country sounding, song. I really like it. And in bonus, you have Wherever You May Go and Love is Blind. So basically, those are not the songs as you might know them, because it's actually only string instruments. I believe there's cello. I never know how to pronounce this word. I'm gonna write it on the screen. So there's this instrument, I believe. It's wonderful, it's almost classical tracks, I really love them. If you're into classical stuff, you might certainly love them too. So that's pretty much it for the first CD. Okay, moving on to the next CD. It's basically a remaster of Stalkers in Tokyo, the unplugged live album David Coverdale recorded with guitar player Adrian Vandenberg in Tokyo in 1997. So basically it's a remaster of this album. The title track includes Sailing Ships, Too Many Tears, The Deeper the Love, Loving a Stranger, Can't Go On, Give Me All Your Love, Don't Fade Away, Is This Love, Here I Go Again, Soldier of Fortune. So those are basically the original track list from the CD, which was released in 1997. But, however, there were two tracks that were left, aside on the original press. That is to say, an a cappella version of Only My Soul, which first appeared, I believe it was on David Coverdale's first solo album in 1977, Whitesnake. in 2 words. And the other one was 1 minute or 2 minutes long version of Fool for Your Loving, acoustic indeed. So Stalkers to me is a great album. So it's cool that they re-released it in its entirety, that is to say, with Only My Soul and Fool for Your Loving. So to me it's a great thing. So now I'm going to review CDs 3 and 4. So basically CD 3 consists in more Stalkers recorded all over Europe. So there's a show recorded as a bootleg in Poland in 1997, so the same year as Stalkers in Tokyo. So there are three tracks, and they are pretty similar to the Stalkers tracks, as it's the same lineup and same year. So it's no big deal, but it's still good to have it, you know. Then 2006 at Sweden Rock Fest, another acoustic show. This time it's guitar player Doug Aldrich and Coverdale. There are some rarely played live tracks on this one, like Ain't Gonna Cry No More from 1980's Ready and Willing, an a cappella version of Only My Soul, just like this new Stalkers tracklist. All I Want Is You, which was a new song at the time. It was included as a studio version in a live album, Live in the Shadow of the Blues, in 2006. Dog, another song from this album, which was originally electric and quite violent, you know. And that's pretty much it. This one is a very good, very well played live, and I'm glad they officially released it, because it was once again released as a bootleg years ago. Then comes a rather similar track list, but it includes Slow and Easy from 1984's Slide It In, and that's pretty much it. North Winds a cappella from the self-titled David Coverdale solo album from 1978. So pretty much it's this CD, the CD3, is good to have, you know, if you like quite rare stuff and everything. But it's not a must-have, because it's always the same songs, you know. Ain't Gonna Cry No More 3 times, I believe, or 3 times Ain't Gonna Cry No More, 3 times Dog, 3 times All I Want Is You. It's quite boring to have, let me see, 24 tracks, which are pretty much always the same, even if it's not the same show and the atmosphere is different. But yeah, you know, two different Stalkers shows would have been enough, you know. Then moving on to CD4, which I very much like. There are a few rehearsal songs, so that is to say, some songs that were recorded during the sound check, pretty much. So it's almost a studio sound, let's say. So it includes If You Want Me, which is another studio track from the Live in the Shadow of the Blues album. This version is great. I mean, I liked the very quite violent, another one, the quite violent vibe of the original one, but this acoustic version is, I think, in my opinion, it's greater. Then Give Me All Your Love Again, Slow and Easy again, but in rehearsals this time, just like Give Me All Your Love, actually. All I Want Is You, Judgement Day from Slip of the Tongue, which used to be a violent one, but this acoustic version is rather different and excellent. I mean, it's excellent, yeah, clearly. Then Ain't Gonna Cry No More. What I like about this version is that it's very close to the original, which was recorded almost 40 years ago now. It's rather close from the original version, except Coverdale's voice has really grown more mature, let's say. Then Dog again. And then here comes Stalkers in New York, which was released under another name in the Good to Be Bad deluxe box. So that features once again Aldrich on the guitar. Give Me All Your Love, Can You Hear the Wind Blow from Good to Be Bad, great version. All I Want, All I Need from Good to Be Bad 2. Lay Down Your Love from Good to Be Bad, Fool for Your Loving. The Deeper the Love from Slip of the Tongue. Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City. Yeah, after that comes Here I Go Again, and that's it. Then the Whitesnake TV jams. There are a few jams actually. Easier said than done, just played live for Whitesnake TV. Fare Thee Well, Love Will Set You Free. They are they are actually very short songs because it was just a random jam just to have fun. So easier said than done. Fare Thee Well, Love Will Set You Free. They're all from Forevermore. Love Will Set You Free is an acoustic version indeed, a cool one. Then comes Mistreated from Coverdale's Deep Purple Years. A great song, great arrangement. Slide It In, great one too. Till the End of Time, which is a song that I've always very much liked. Then comes a cover of Coverdale Page's album Shake My Tree by David Coverdale and Jimmy Page indeed. I don't like this one very much, it was, very messy and all. But Coverdale's voice is quite good, it's just that Aldrich didn't know the part for the song when they improvised it. And eventually there are two soundcheck songs that have already appeared on their Made in Japan live album. It's an acoustic version of Good to Be Bad and an acoustic version of Tell Me How. So now CD4, which consists of 25 demo versions from Coverdale's latest solo album to date, Into the Light from 2000. I really like it, so let's get into it. The first track is Wherever You May Go. It's very close to the original, but there's no cello, once again, I never know. Cello. So that's not the string instrument that is in the final version, but this version is pretty close to the final product. Then comes Surrender, a piano song which mixes blues and soul. It's very close to David Coverdale's early solo stuff, that is to say the albums Whitesnake in 2 words and North Winds. So the piano, there's a lot of piano in those 2 albums that I just mentioned. So I really love this one, the song Surrender. Then comes Ain't No Doubt About My Girl. It's an acoustic demo with an electric solo. It really has got this Into the Light vibe. This vibe is very present, but it also sounds like something the Coverdale Page project would have written. It's very emotional and I love it. Then comes Scatman Blues. It's a very rough demo. It's more of a jam. It's bluesy, interesting, but it's too different from the Into the Light atmosphere, so it's maybe a good thing that they put it aside for the Into the Light album. Then the next song is Love's a Crazy Game. It's another good one, very emotional and catchy, and the solo is wonderful. Then I Will Love You. There's a lot of piano. Once again, it's a song that is very reminiscent of his early years. Maybe it's a bit too slow and not catchy enough. So I'm not the biggest fan of I Will Love You. Oh Baby, You're the One. Once again, it's a blues/soul inspired acoustic song. It would have had a lot of potential, so that's a bit sad that Coverdale didn't finish it actually, or did finish it and never put it on the album, but it would have had a lot of potential. Then comes the song So Long. It's a very rough draft. It's more of a jamming once again. There's no lyrics beside the chorus. but there's well, kind of making of. Basically, we can hear Coverdale explain, yeah, I would like to do this and that on a final song. So that's interesting to have it. Then comes It Would Be Nice. Once again, piano. It's very catchy though. Once again, it's reminiscent of his early work as a solo artist following his departure from Deep Purple. And even his voice is rather similar to the one he used to have in his early years. So, I was like, hey, is that really an Into the Light outtake? It sounds like a North Wind or Whitesnake outtake, but it is. It's from Into the Light. So that was a great surprise. Then comes Slide Thingy Blues. It's a blues idea, basically. Slide acoustic song, rather similar to Women Trouble Blues from the 1997 studio album Restless Heart. It's quite good, but Women Trouble Blues is too similar to this one, and I really like Women Trouble Blues. Then comes Down to the River. It's a blues track, very reminiscent of the Led Zeppelin 3 album, or the song Ramble On from Zeppelin. I kinda like this one, to be honest. Though I'm not a big fan of the Zeppelin 3 album, not the biggest fan. Then comes Feel Your Love Grow Stronger. It's an acoustic song. It would have had a lot of potential on Into the Light once again, but it does not appear on the album, which is a bit sad to me. Then comes Blues Jam Riff. There's nothing fundamentally interesting in this one. It's a good thing that he did nothing with that. I mean, yeah. Then comes Fun Blues Lick. It's a rather catchy riff. It could have been really good, but, it's very different from the global Into the Light atmosphere. Don't Wanna Change the World is the next song, and it's just basically a chorus idea. It's rather weak, so once again, it's a good thing that it did not end up on the final album. It's So Hard next. It's easy, there's not a lot of chorus, but the kind of distorted voice makes it great. It's got a very bluesy vibe, like Can't Go On from Restless Heart. I really like this one. Then comes River Song. It's an acoustic demo of the final song that would eventually appear on Into the Light. So it's an acoustic demo. The lyrics are alternative lyrics and they are kind of good. As I just said, I love the final song. I mean, it's one of my favorites, if not my favorite, from Into the Light. So it's, to me, very interesting to hear the demo. The lyrics are just very different. Apparently, from the kind of chorus that I heard, the song was supposed to be called Burning Heart. And interestingly enough, there's a rather famous song called Burning Heart by Vandenberg. That is to say, Adrian Vandenberg's band, former band. So that's funny that Coverdale was ready to release a song called Burning Heart. So that was the fun fact of the day. Thank you very much. And then Let's Have a Drink Before I Go. It's another Led Zeppelin 3 like demo. I don't like it. I have a problem with that, The other one, Down to the River, was very catchy, but that one I find very boring. Then comes Can You Ever Forgive Me? It's just a 30-second idea. It's simple and, it's basically not interesting. So it's a good thing that they just put it to the trash, Nothing interesting, really. Then comes So Much to Live For. It's catchy, it's got a rather glam rock vibe, It's an acoustic demo, but I think, if I had to guess, the final version would have been electric, It's very, glam rock, I really like that. Then another lick while the missus is busy in the kitchen. That's misogynistic. Anyway, it's basically a slide lick. It's very cool. It's a country sounding tune, you know. It's very fun, you know. Then comes just the two of us together, you and I. It's just piano plus voice. It's got a Christmassy vibe, but you know, it's rather catchy. It's a good fun. I really like it actually. Then the next track is Oh Shit Blues, featuring Jessica, who is his daughter. And actually, we can hear a little girl. So I believe she was a girl in the 80s. So that would date this demo to the early 80s, which surprises me. It's not impossible, I mean, but I don't know. Anyway, Oh Shit Blues is a more of a jamming. It's an interesting idea. It's very bluesy. I really like it. And eventually, Seasons, the final track. It's another piano track and another one close to his first solo albums. I really like this one. So we have it. This review of the David Coverdale / Whitesnake Unzipped. It's in a nutshell, you know, it's a very interesting one. It's a very interesting compilation to have if you like, you know, the demos and well, I'm not into best ofs, but you know, having the demo is very interesting, you know. Well, being able to hear different versions of what would eventually become real songs on the albums, and just hearing, oh yeah, that would have been a good addition. Yeah, I'm really glad this one was, you know, put to the trash can, you know. All of that, I really like this. So having 25 let's say demos, it's fun, it's a good fun, you know, but I'm not too much interested in regrouping pretty much a lot of bootlegs, acoustic bootlegs, because the problem with that, in my opinion, is that, you know, it's always the same songs. I mean, clearly having the rehearsal songs, like If You Want Me and Judgement Day, it's great. Having two significantly different live bootlegs, like Stalkers in Poland '97 and Stalkers in Sweden 2006. It's not the same lineup, not the same songs. That's interesting. But having like 4 or 5 Stalkers shows which are pretty much the same set list, you know, it bothers me a little bit. So $50 for the same songs, for 4 times the same songs, you know, I'm not too happy with it, you know. In a nutshell, in my opinion, the new Unzipped box by Whitesnake is worth a good 8 out of 10, you know, because 25 brand new tracks we've never heard, an acoustic compilation, well, ballad / acoustic compilation, which is good. Yeah, it's definitely worth 8 out of 10. Yeah, the only thing that bothers me is the fact that we have 4 or 5 times the same tracks, even if it's a different show. But well, I mean, it stays a great, you know, great box for long-time Whitesnake fans like I am. But I'm not sure about getting my copy. That's pretty much it. That ends my review. See you next time, guys.